Hi guys. Good to see you. Please don't worry, I understand that I'm in between you and lunchtime, so I've only got 20 slides. This is going to be very quick. This is going to be very efficient. I started off, I was just chatting to the guys from the Bangkok Venture Club. If you guys are looking to get funded, you need to talk to those guys. That was a great meeting. But I was just telling them where I started off in life. So my first job was at Virgin, where I qualified as an accountant. I thought all businesses were like Virgin, but they're not. I then made the biggest mistake of my life, and I left Virgin. I moved into investment banking. I was a very, very bad investment banker, unbelievably bad. I sold my business to a Wall Street bank, which was nice. But then, in common with lots of high net worths that I met, I then had to do something else. And it lasted 14 months, and we'll come back to 14 months. 14 months is quite interesting. We're probably the world's largest pitching organization. We did over 5,200 pitches last year. So that's 5,200 individual entrepreneurs pitching in front of angels. So we have a pretty encyclopedic knowledge of, if you're a woman, that you need to pitch in a very different way from a guy. If you're a techie, then you need to pitch in a very different way. If you're an academic, don't pitch. Get someone with communication skills to do it for you, because that's kind of important. We're currently in 10 countries across the world, and the concept of money sometimes confuses a lot of people. So they believe that bank money is the same as VC money, is the same as angel money, is the same as, and people just want money. If you just want money, be very careful what you ask for, because you may well just get money. The UK is currently 4.5 years ahead of you in terms of equity crowdfunding. And equity crowdfunding is a very good mechanism to just give you money. We're going to cover that later on. But if you just want money, there's the exit. This is not about just getting money. This is about something else. I believe there's something else in the marketplace, and I believe that there is something that you should be more interested in. And that thing that you should be more interested in than getting money is staying in business. And I will show you, from our experience of 9 long years. I would go so far as to say that if you just think you just want money, then you will probably fail. And what I'm looking to do is to show you today that there is another way of looking at it. Listen, I'm an entrepreneur, which is why I was such a bad accountant and such a bad investment banker. I genuinely am attention deficit. I get bored really, really easily, but nothing bores me more easily than looking at shareholders' agreements, nominee structures, understanding what preemption rights are. If you guys are looking to raise money, and any of these phrases you don't understand, and another 100 phrases I will give you, it is incumbent upon you. You have to understand these. If you do not understand them, and you know, I barely understand them, but you know, I've got barristers and lawyers in my company that I can pay to understand it for me. But I had to understand what the difference of different clauses are, because you'll just get the money, and that's really easy, and then you'll just sign anything to just get the money. But it's when you're 2 years down the line, you're 3 years down the line, when the next bunch of shareholders come on board, or you fall out with your shareholders, or the VCs want to come and look at you, or you're looking for a bank loan, and you do not understand the significance of what you have signed. If you do nothing else and leave now, learn this. It's boring. If you're an entrepreneur, you will not want to do this. It will be incredibly hard for you to do it, like writing a business plan. It's one of the great mysteries of entrepreneurship that we ask attention deficit people to write business plans. We'll come back to that. Investors and angels. Investors are people who invest money with the expectation of making money. I don't see many of you taking notes at that point. Kind of straightforward, huh? Angels invest money with the expectation they also have to give you their time, their contacts, and their business experience. Both of them cost you exactly the same. If you just want the money, then investors are your way forward. If you don't need mentorship, if you don't need business contacts, if you do not need someone's business experience, fantastic. Your job is made much, much simpler. But I can tell you, 80% of you will fail. If you don't have the humility to understand what it is, or the experience to understand what it is that you need. If this concept is new, that all money is exactly the same, or all money is not exactly the same, if this is new, that's great news. I've opened your eyes to it. And I need you to understand why this is important. Angels form a crucial part of the ecosystem. Crucial part. The average company is going to bootstrap. It's going to get friends and family money on board. If you can't get friends and family money on board and bootstrap, then you're never going to make it in business. Never. Normally, you'll be running out of money. That's when you need some clever money coming in. Note the clever use of the word clever. You need to get money on board, but not just any money. There is no shortage of money out there. I've spent 25 years in the financial markets. I've never seen so much liquidity. Our Hong Kong office alone could supply every business plan we see every day, and we see 100 business plans a day. We could fund every one of them just with our Hong Kong office. My point is, and I'm going to make it again, and I make no apologies for it, it's not just about getting you the money. If you just think it is, leave now. Or get a job in a bank. We assumed when we started off the business, because we were young and naive, young, okay, I was old and naive, that angels are looking to make money when they invest into a deal. And we got that wrong. We had 2,100 angels at that time, 22 months in, and we did something devilishly clever, which allows me to stand up here on the stage and talk to you guys. To find out the motivation of the angels investing into deals, do you know what we did? We asked them, why are you investing? I know, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's like I'm channeling Steve Jobs or something. We asked them, making money came in at number 3. So these guys are not primarily looking to invest money with the expectation of making money. Number 3. Number 2, they want to give something back. It's altruism. They want to help younger people. A whole bunch of other weird sort of factors in there which are important to them. But by far and away, the biggest reason that angels are looking to invest, which is bigger than 2 and 3 combined, and to this day hits over 90% of all the angels that we're talking to. It is, I am looking to invest between 8 and 9% of my total wealth into deals with you. 91, 92% of my wealth is in stocks, bonds, portfolio, property, golf, wine. That's the stuff that makes my money. The stuff that we're looking at on Angelsden is the stuff that gets me out of bed in the morning. This is the stuff I'm passionate about. Making money is really boring. I've invested in property. Tell you what, darling, I'm just going to go down and look at the property again. Yep, it's still there. Hasn't moved. It's a bit dirtier. It takes them 14 months. 14 months from having made a large amount of money, and I said I'd come back to the 14 months. It takes them 14 months to realize, having made money, they wake up in their French chateau one morning. It's 9:01 on a Monday morning. They move 17% from Fund A to Fund B. It's 9:02 on a Monday morning. Seriously, what am I going to do with the rest of my day? Now, it sounds weird. You're all going, yeah, I'd love to be there. But be very careful what you wish for. Some of the most miserable people I have met are the richest people. 2 billionaires killed themselves last week in London. 2. Not millionaires, billionaires. The average age our angels die, 55. Not 54, not 56. They die at 55. And 4 of them, because we have 14,000 of them, die with monotonous regularity every year. What do they die of? They all die of the same thing. They all die of a broken heart. Their hearts stop. They realize that having spent an average 28 and a half years chasing money, then they make money that their children are strangers. They've sent them away to boarding schools. Their wife is spending just a little bit too much time with the tennis coach. Your friends cannot afford to take any more vacations with you. They are fed up being bought dinners by you. You have put your CD and DVD collection by producer, by genre, in alphabetical order. They all get these little label guns as well. Do they have those in Thailand? The little label dynamo things? Yeah, you're recognizing it? They all do that. They have all got these things. Everything. The wife is going, get out of the house! Stop! The guy's going, surely there is more to life than this. Now, he's not stupid enough like you guys to set up your own business, but he will invest into a business that has got to a certain level because they begin to realize that they were never happier than when you guys are at the stage that you're at. And it's really difficult for you to understand that right now is the good times. Yeah, I know. No, this is as good as it gets, dude. This is it. This is it. This is great. The cash flow is really rubbish. The competitors are there. The coding's going wrong. Your secretary's just fallen pregnant. What else could possibly go wrong? Oh, I'll tell you. There's a lot. If angels say that they just want to make money, then they don't understand the game. I was saying to Bangkok Ventures, seriously, if they think investing into a 32-year-old with a business that's been going 2.25 years, where there's no secondary market, where they can't get back out of the deal again, honestly, you think that's the best use of your money? Really? You can't think of anything better? Buy property. It's going to make you more money, but you'll die because it's really boring. Being in startup world is what they want to do. They want to hang out with younger people. They want to be kept up with where they're going. I'm not saying if you don't invest, you're going to die. That's an extrapolation too far. But you get my gist, yeah? They need something else to do in their lives. So these are slightly more enlightened people. Some people go, do you know what? That's not the case. I was talking to an American this morning, and I can be generalist about it. That I talk to Americans, and they're going, no, I don't get that. There's 3 reasons I invest in deals: to make money, and see where I'm going. And that's cool. I'll come on and tell you why I think that model's wrong. We see 100 business plans a day. 60 of them we can reject immediately. They're going to be chocolate teapots. They're going to be no substance. It's just going to be an idea. We'll talk to 30 of them on the phone a day. We have a team of MIT interns They sit and talk and look at these things all day long. Imagine how long I'd last doing that. But then in Mexico, in Dubai, in Hong Kong, in London, we meet 20 businesses every week, and we sit down, and here is the most difficult question that we ask them. It is, dude, lovely to meet you. Tell me about your business. 36% of people fail to be able to explain to a normal human being what it is that they do. Geeks and academics are pathologically incapable of being able to explain to a normal human being what it is that they do. I have an HTTP Cerulean overhead camshaft dump. Dude, shush! I want to die rather than listen to you talking anymore. You've already lost my interest. It is as if a page from the Quran has hit them in the face when you tell them that someone has to understand what I do before they're going to invest. Yes! Just for a laugh. Just for a giggle. They're going, whoa, when you put it like that, I'd never really thought. Oh, no, what are you thinking about? They come from incubators. They come from our own little paradigm where everybody talks in the same three-letter acronyms. Oh my God, do Thai people love three-letter acronyms? I've got a huge dictionary of them. It's like you guys are just like, you live in a three-world acronym world. It's just great. But you're not pitching for funding. They are. If you're using terms that a 14-year-old does not understand, the angel will not understand it. Why should they? If you cannot communicate what you do, I'm not talking an elevator pitch. We give them half an hour, and we're still more confused about what they do. Be able to explain what you do. Not only will they not invest because they don't understand what it is, but they're thinking, dude, honestly, that's how you're going to behave in front of a client? What, really? You're pitching your business? That's how you're going to pitch it? What? You're asking for business and I don't understand what you do. Get out. If you cannot write your own business plan, and listen, I'm an accountant and investment banker. I can't do the numbers. Maybe get somebody to do the numbers. But if you cannot write your own business plan, you're going to die when you get into business. Die. This is the easy bit. If you think it is worth spending tens of thousands of dollars getting someone to prepare your business plan, you will never make it in business. Ever. This is the easy bit. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. But this is the easy bit. In London, people will charge you 20,000, 30,000 pounds. What's that, $40,000, $50,000 to write your business plan? If you think that's a good use of $50,000, wow. Look at my TED talk. I did a TED talk. Can you believe that? How down market are they going? If anybody here is looking to raise money, and if anybody here is looking to raise money, and you could tell me what your cash flow is going to be in 3 weeks' time. 3 weeks' time. I would be super impressed. I doubt it. 3-year cash flow forecast? A 3-year forecast balance sheet? Seriously? Here, you can begin to differentiate because, trust me, there is no shortage of money. But if somebody asks you, you've been going a year, 2 years in your business, someone's asking you to forecast 3 years ahead, you know what you're dealing with. You are not dealing with a professional. You are dealing with someone who does not understand the marketplace. And you know what? That's not the end of the world. What it means is that he will lose most of his money. He will lose most of his money. But what does that mean for you if he gives you the money? Well, your business will probably go under. Not just because he asks that question, but because he doesn't understand the nature of startup world. You can give him a 3-year forecast balance sheet by picking numbers magically out of the air, by using a magic unicorn generator. Our angels look at 5, maybe 6 things. We see 400 angels a day come to the website. They look at 5, 6 things. I'll tell you what they are if you want to out there. More importantly, what do they not look at? They don't look at the numbers. Less than 3% of them on every day. And we use Salesforce.com to minutely examine what they are looking at. What word do they hover over the most? What sector are they into? What do they want to do? What do they not even look at the numbers? Why don't they look at the numbers? Because they know that your numbers are nonsense. They know that you have no idea. These are experienced business people. They don't even bother to look at the nonsense that you have written. Do you have to do it? You have to have some brief idea of what the numbers are going to look at. But there's genuinely no point unless you've got all the time in the world. And if you've got all the time in the world, you're not an entrepreneur. We see a lot of businesses, especially in London, catching that sort of West Coast, I've got to be valued at something crazy, crazy, crazy. We're seeing really half-cooked business plans getting funded. We're seeing ridiculous valuations, crazy, crazy valuations, and the entrepreneurs are going, yay, I'm winning. To a certain extent, you could well be until you look for your next round. Because you will probably not hit your projections, your forecast numbers, where you're going to be going. And a down round, i.e. coming in, raising more money at a smaller valuation, which is the inevitable conclusion. And we've seen that 200 times in London in the last year, is bad news. Because you've got your friends, your family, your closest connections, all investing in something which is now worth less. It's not good vibes. It's bad karma. More than bad karma, it's bad business. You need to value your business at a reasonable rate. You've mugged somebody into investing into your business at a valuation which was not true. Is that a good thing? It also sends out an interesting message, so of the 100 business plans that we see in a day, we get people that have been going, I've been going 5 weeks now, and I believe my business is worth over $17 billion out because you're a fool. Have you not done a minimum of checking? Have you not checked with your competitors? We can value any business in 4 seconds. 4 seconds. See me out there, I'll value your business. Any business, any sector. Come and talk to me if it's of interest to you. But don't get too hung up on valuation. We've tried 17 ways of pitching entrepreneurs in front of angels. This is by far and away the least effective way of doing that. And I can see your eyes all kind of glazing over and you're all looking sleepy and checking your phones. That's exactly why it's a really bad mechanism for pitching your business. We've got 2 ways. We're pretty efficient at it now. But the one way that is most efficacious, the most efficient way of actually pitching is what we call speed funding. So we have 5 events in London alone, and then a whole bunch of others every month. We have 8 tables. Behind, there's 8 people pitching, 8 tables, 1, 2, 3 investors, no more than. You sit down and you have 4 minutes to pitch your business. 4 minutes to pitch your business. Some entrepreneurs come to us and go, no, you don't understand, because my business is so very special I couldn't get out. What's it really about? So some of our angels have invested in 100, 110 of the businesses. Over 17 pints of lager, they tell us what it is that they are really interested in. What is the differentiating factor? Remember the number one reason for these guys looking to invest. Remember that your numbers are nonsense and that you have no idea. How then do they decide what they do? So to a huge extent, what they say is, and this is weird, I lecture at Harvard, I lecture at MIT. Imagine how well this goes down, what I'm just about to tell you. So to a huge extent, they have made their mind up about whether or not they are going to invest as you are walking towards them. You're not wearing a tie. How dare you come before me not wearing a tie? You are wearing a tie. Do I look like I'm some stiff who wants to invest in someone that's wearing a tie? You're wearing sunglasses inside, dude. That's not right. You're a woman. Who's going to invest in a woman? You're a man who's not going to invest in a man. I don't like the way you're not looking at me. You've got sweaty hands. Why have you got sweaty hands? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds to give me a business card. Is that how you behave in business? Underarm deodorant would have been a really good idea. Anti-dandruff shampoo would have been a great idea, dude, I'm just saying. What did you eat for lunch because your breath stinks? You haven't said a word. You haven't said a word. To a huge extent, they've made their mind up. Why have they made their mind up? Because they are deciding who they're going to spend the next 37, 38 months with. And to a huge extent, they know your numbers are nonsense. They trust us to only give them good businesses. So it comes down to the personal factors. It comes down to personal bias. Is it right? No. Is it fair? No. Welcome to the world of entrepreneurship. Do you have an unfair advantage in the marketplace? Have you captured that unfair advantage? Have you got a patent? Have you got a copyright? Have you got a trademark? Have you got a first mover advantage? Have you got competitive skills, academic skills that nobody else could possibly capture? If you do not have that, it is incumbent on the shareholders of Google to move into your marketplace and kill you. They will kill you. They have to kill you. This is not a game. It's just, I've proven the marketplace for them. Thank you very much. Now go away. But, go away. Shh. We're big. You're little. You got no unfair advantage. What I love here is that almost every woman I've met is an IP lawyer. Thai people love IP, intellectual property. You guys rock in terms of intellectual property. Totally. I do love that. Lots of countries we go to, they can't even spell IP. I'll make this easy for you. The hardest thing isn't setting up, isn't having an idea. The hardest thing is staying in business. Staying in business. Having an idea is 10 a penny. We haven't funded an idea in 22 months. It has to be revenue generating. If it's not revenue generating, you haven't got your unfair advantage in the marketplace, you cannot communicate what it is that you do. Let's put this in positive Thai terms. If you can communicate what it is that you do, you have a competitive advantage and you're revenue generating, we can almost guarantee you the funding. 400 angels a day with, I don't know what that is in your money, but it's like they have to have a minimum of 390,000 euros as a minimum base. There's more than enough money. If you've got the communication skills, and that's the number one thing. The number one thing. That's not even it. It's if you've got the passion. Hello.
my business does, it's going to make a lot of money and I'm not too sure what I'm going to do or whatever.
Probably, is there somebody, are you translating me in there, in that little booth? Oh, that's so, how do they do that? Round of applause for those guys. I can barely understand what I'm saying. Thank you, guys. I've just realized. That's so cool. The hardest thing is staying in business. If you think that you know it all, then you will probably fail. You need to get some skills on board that will help you with the business. In our 9 years, we funded a lot of deals. And the metric I run my company on is how many of those businesses stay in business. 94% of all the businesses that we have funded in 9 years are still going. Maybe you're beginning to understand why. So we super curate the deals. We can see the 100 deals that we do. We're a marketing mega machine to get 100 business plans. These are pretty good business plans in the first place, but we're taking 1% of them. Then we put on board people whose motivations and skills are aligned with those of the entrepreneur and us. And then on top of that, we train the angels how to be angels, based on the realization that just because you're rich doesn't mean you know how to value a business. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you know what a shareholders agreement should look like. Why should you? It took us many, many months to sort that out and figure that out, because we're stupid. Don't be stupid like me. Don't be like Bill. You'd be pleased to hear we're almost coming to the end. We're talking about how to ensure that you get funded. Call me old-fashioned, have a product that people want. I met these people. This was in Singapore. So girls in the audience, I think you'll understand this. You're walking through an underpass at night, you're feeling slightly insecure, someone's behind you, your natural instinct is to take your skirt off and hold it up above your head, turning yourself into an automated can machine. Every woman's natural instinct. I'm going, really? Seriously? That's your idea? Yeah, it's taken 2 1/4. Get out. Wow. That's your, wow. The button on the top right of the little red thing converts that, what your dog is saying, into 4 languages. It doesn't do Thai. Thank you, member of the audience. No, it doesn't. Obviously, if it did, that would be an amazing product. Really? Really? That's your product? Yeah, it's taken 2 1/2. Get out. But we've got IP. No, you don't understand. Okay. You have to have communication skills. You have to have your unfair advantage in the marketplace. You have to have revenue. Have you got any revenue from this? Does anybody want to buy it? Yeah, they might do. Yeah, they don't. But really, you kind of have to see a sensible product. This was in Dubai. Once again, the guy passed the test. He was well-dressed, but not too well-dressed. He looked me in the eye. He gave me a business card on time. He didn't have underarm deodorant problems. He did not have halitosis. He smiled. He was reverential. He bought me a drink. He paid for coffee. He was staying in a nice hotel, but not too nice. I was going, this is good. I'm looking forward to this. He's going, yes, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Morrow. Please let me explain the product here. It has taken me 2 1/4 years to build this, and I have got the copyright for it. It is a mixture of charcoal, aggregates, silicates, and sand extracts. I'm going, this is great. What do you do with it? I said. He said, thank you for asking. He said, it's very simple. He said, in through the top, you pour whiskey, and out the bottom comes water. I'm going, what? Do you know I'm Scottish? Really? What's wrong with you people? He's going, no, you don't understand the Islamic discourse of, get out. He's going, no, but there's a shortage of water. No, get out. You have to make mistakes. You have to make mistakes. The biggest mistake we ever made was we spent 8 months researching the marketplace. 8 months before we started our business. 8 months. 8 wasted months. Because we got it so wrong when we started. It would have been better just to jump in, make mistakes, have cost some money. But no, I was wise. Because I'm so clever. In Thailand, there is a fear of making mistakes. People do not want to make mistakes. You will find it very difficult to be an entrepreneur if you do not make mistakes. In my humble opinion, the definition of an entrepreneur is someone who is willing to accept making mistakes. Lots of people not making eye contact with me. That's good. You cannot be an entrepreneur without making mistakes. It's fine to make mistakes. Celebrate your mistakes. There's a fantastic, there's a CV of a Stanford professor. Check it out. It's CV Stanford Failure, where he doesn't rank everything that he's done well. He ranks all of his failures in life. It is awesome. Here's the things I wish I had done. Here's the things I tried and failed. Here's the lessons that I have learned. It is essential for Thailand and for Thai startups to make mistakes. You have to make mistakes. Because if it was so easy as to invent a whiskey to water filter, then everyone would be doing it and making money. But I'll give you no one's doing it because it's really hard. And he will make mistakes. And one of those 3 went on to raise millions. But strangely not for the products that I've just shown you. Just get on and do it. Seriously. And embrace mistakes. And get it wrong. Because those are the lessons that you will learn. And read books. Read books are cool, but it doesn't tell you. You can read all Steve Jobs' and my boss Richard Branson's books. Nah, it's not really going to help you. It kind of illustrates and passes our time away and does whatever, but really nothing makes it easier for you than to make your own mistakes.
Thank you very, very much once again, Mr. Bill Morrow. มีใครที่อยากจะถามคุณบิลไหมคะ ใครที่อยากจะได้แรงบันดาลใจ เพราะว่านานๆเราจะได้โอกาสจากคุณบิล We have a question from the floor. Would like to ask you. Please.
Bill, can you hear me? Yeah. I'm 20 years old, Bill. I went to school to be an architect. My dad told me to come here and listen to you today. Now I'm really turned on, not by you, but by the speech.
I understand that it's natural. You're a handsome young man.
Yeah, thank you.
Me too.
Yeah. So, I don't want to be an architect anymore. I want to be just like you. What do I do? And how do I do it?
See, genuinely speaking, I think the success of my business is built on is built on the fact that I understand that women are so much more intelligent than what I is. So my whole business is run by incredibly competent women. But it's not so much that. We've made so many mistakes. We've made so many mistakes. Now, we were lucky in as much as we were relatively experienced and we understood what to do. But I mentioned the biggest mistake, that the business has made in terms of taking 7-8 months to actually research the marketplace and find out very little about it in the end. My biggest mistakes, I started at university and studied dentistry. Yeah, dentistry. Because I don't know why. But I realized that I really didn't care about people. I much more cared about business. But I mentioned that I'm a really bad accountant. I'm a really bad investment banker. The reason I'm a really bad accountant, really bad investment banker is because I realized what my mistakes were and that I had the disease that most of you have got, and I can actually see it in your eyes. You've got the disease of entrepreneurship. It's horrible. I lecture at a whole bunch of universities across the world, and I often ask people often ask me what it is that, what's your exit route? And the problem with having this exit route, the problem with being an entrepreneur, is that if you are truly an entrepreneur, you will have the same exit route that Steve Jobs had. You will die at your desk. Because there is nothing more exciting. And I then go on to explain that if you think it's about making money, who here thinks it's about making money? That they'll be happy when they've made loads and loads of money? Oh, come on. Good. One honest person. But you won't be. And that's the problem. The problem is that we've then learned from other people's mistakes. So I get to meet the high rollers. I get to meet the people that are putting the huge amounts of money into each deal. And I ask them two things. How did you make your money? Because I'm really interested in their business model. And then why do you want to do something as stupid as being an angel? Because the moment I lose their motivation for actually wanting to invest is the moment my business starts to go down and I let the competitors into my marketplace. It's about learning from mistakes. It's about learning from other people's mistakes. But you know what? It goes back to the number one thing we were chatting about over there in terms of the success of the entrepreneur. It's passion. If you don't have passion, if you don't feel passionate about what it is that you're doing, then it just turns into a job. If your startup isn't something that you really are just doing just to make money, stop it. Seriously. You might make money, but that's not what it's all about. It isn't what it's all about. Trust me. Well, you don't have to trust me. Make your own mistakes and find out. And you'll remember 20-year-old, slightly handsome architect boy. But you'll remember as you look back in 30 years' time, and you're wondering, who was that guy and what was he saying? Because it is about finding your passion. How do you find your passion? Hell, I don't know. Talk to Tony Robbins or some wonderful life coach or something like that. That's not my gig. My gig is just to tell you that if you have not yet found your passion, if you haven't yet found the thing that actually gets you out of bed, I've taken 1 day off in 5 weeks. I've got thousands of children. I never see them. Because I'm so passionate about business. I'm stupid. I know I'm stupid. I haven't got a work-life balance. Because I'm so overly passionate about what I do. We're talking to 16 governments right here, right now, about taking our 94% track record in. We're looking to set up in Thailand. If somebody wants to help us set up in Thailand, I'll be out to those doors. Bring me whiskey. Do we have any more time for any more questions, or is that it? I have no idea what time it is.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody, this is Mr. Bill Morrow. Thank you very much. Thank you. You inspire us a lot, and thank you for motivating us as well. I know that everyone would like to meet and chat with him in person as well, because he's a big entrepreneur that everyone knows, especially for all startups who love to find your passion. For 100 times you failure, only one succeed. You might complete your mission. เอาละค่ะวันนี้ต้องบอกว่าเต็มอิ่มทุกคำตอบที่คุณต้องการเลยนะคะเราสร้างความสำเร็จขึ้นได้แค่